with all the COVID-related issues, we are trying to keep everything as normal as we can, and hopefully we are trying to be a little bit entertaining while you're housebound or social distancing at least. So it's not that we don't think this is an important subject, it's just we are not experts in that subject. So we're going to do another subject that we're not experts in, and we're going to try to keep this to cars and racing. So appreciate you guys listening to our podcast. Thank you.
Bye.
Or hello.
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 Hello. How you doing?
How you doing?
From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fischer. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fischer, and our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be millionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission? To fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with us and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
We had some issues during the recording of the podcast. I will be splicing in where we had some feedback between the several microphones we had arranged around the room. So sometimes I will be sounding like Vicki, and sometimes I will be sounding like Liam, and maybe even me. Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training podcast. I'm going to be your host for this episode, and my name is Bill, and we are very bored. So we decided it's time to interview Liam. So Liam is our son, and the only way we could get him to do this is if we do it Hot Wings interview style. So who do we have?
I'm Vicki.
I'm Liam.
Yep. And you can tell how motivated he is. So we are doing this as a tribute to one of Liam's favorite shows on YouTube, and it is called Hot Wings. And
Hot
Ones with Hot Wings. And we are going to be going through essentially season 8 with a couple added extras that are not terribly hot. I will be doing questions. Vicki will be answering some questions, and Liam will be answering all questions. So hopefully you'll enjoy this, and we will talk to you later. All right, so here we go. We're starting with the one that we use in our house, classic hot sauce, Pete's, Texas Pete's, 1800 Scovilles. What?
I like how you say you don't use any hot
Yeah.
sauce.
Oh, 747. 747. Sorry. 747.
747.
So we're under 1,000. So everybody start going.
Right over here, huh?
Start at number 1.
All right.
If you start at the other end, you'll know real fast.
I
Oh,
like Texas Pete's.
brought
Use
to
that
you
every day.
by Tums. Not really, but
Not
we'll be using them shortly. All right, so Liam, how did you get your racing itch/bug?
Like, how did I originally start?
Yes.
Well, it kind of started when you took me to, what was it, the international race?
Pocono.
Yeah. So we went up there, and then we raced the, what do we have at the time? The GTI and the 86, right?
Yes.
And it's a really good hot sauce. I just want to keep eating it.
Okay.
But,
We're going to have more hot sauce, so you can hold out.
I can wait. But we ended up going there, and when we first started, we had 8 inches of rain. Was it 8 or was it 9 that we had originally?
We had a lot of rain.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain. We had a monsoon through the track, but I could tell that even though I enjoyed driving in conditions, which people were saying were probably the worst that they had driven in a long time, that was kind of a sign that I would enjoy it. If I was able to enjoy it on some of their worst days, then I couldn't imagine like coming back, being able to go pretty much 100% rather than what did we do, like 60? Because our cars just couldn't even grip after a while.
So do you not like racing in the rain?
I do like racing in the rain. It kind of was able to balance out some of the cars, overpowered cars with like
Yes, we were both
hundreds
passing.
and hundreds of horsepowers. Yes, we were passing Corvettes with less
Easily.
than 200 horsepower.
It was quite fun.
It was fun.
So, Vicki, what are your earliest memories of Liam with cars?
Oh,
Hot Wheels.
Oh boy.
Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels. His first word was truck.
Yep.
And then we actually created lots and lots and lots of Hot Wheels ramps into our house. We actually had it going from one level all the way down to another level and hit the bottom and then go up over a planter. And yeah, our lives surrounded by Hot Wheels.
Yep. Liam's first car was?
With a little VW Bug.
Little electric VW Bug.
Yes.
I remember that.
Tiny tykes.
I remember that.
Yep.
All right. Our next sauce is
What we got?
original Anchor Bar buffalo sauce. It is 1,800 Scovilles. So we're doubling. Don't have to wait.
You first, don't matter.
Same. This is supposed to be from the bar in Buffalo where Buffalo Wings got their name because, as we all know, buffaloes do not fly.
Doesn't really taste that much different.
Not really.
It probably isn't.
Mm-mm.
Alrighty. Liam, your racing history, goals, and dreams.
Racing history?
Yep.
How so?
What
we've done?
What have you done?
What have I done?
Yes.
Is it bad that I already feel this one?
Yeah, probably.
Really?
It's not bad for me though.
Like I feel it. It's not bad, but like I can tell it's there.
Has a little after kick.
Mm-hmm. It took a second.
Yeah.
But
Kind of.
I'm not sure the numbers on any of them. How many times that we've
What races have you raced in?
raced in? Well, multiple Lemons races.
Yes.
One Lucky Dog race.
Yes.
And then many HPDEs and race classes, I think. Am I forgetting anything?
Evo School.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a little more than a normal racing school, I would say. And what was the other parts?
Any goals or dreams, tracks, series?
A long time ago, I wanted to be a rally driver as a full profession because there aren't opportunities for pro drivers above 5'5".
Yeah.
So rally was kind of like the one thing I could be like, all right, maybe I have a shot, but that's kind of just a pipe dream or something fun.
Okay.
But goals would probably be at some point having a Lemons team and beating you guys would be fun.
Okay. Any tracks?
See, we did Watkins Glen, and that was one of the big ones that I wanted to do. But you guys ended up swiping Laguna Seca from underneath my legs and going and doing that.
That doesn't mean we can't go back.
I'm saying, but you did it on your own. So next time we go back, you're already ahead. You're already one track time ahead of me. So
It's just normal for me to be ahead of you.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot. Hundreds and hundreds of go-kart races before
Yes.
I could do
Yeah.
any form of legal racing.
Sure.
That's your fault.
That is my fault. I did my fatherly duties.
What we at, like 300 something to do two races that I've beaten you in, and those are very recent.
I think it's one, but that's okay.
No, it's two.
All right, fine.
I remember that part.
All right.
You remember your wins. I got mine.
I can't even count all of mine.
Shut
So,
up.
Vicki, thoughts on training a young driver for street or race? Good idea, bad idea, pluses, minuses?
I think it's a very good idea.
Why?
One reason is that we got Liam involved in brakes early.
What is that?
Brakes is a class that you can take. It's a course that you can take for young drivers, and it parallels their driver's ed. And what it does is it teaches children who are learning how to drive how to control a car versus just drive a car. And I think that is extremely important on learning how to do that. Also, when they go about learning how to control the car, they'll be put in scenarios of learning, they'll put googly goggles on, so they'll learn to feel what drunk drivers feel like, or drunk driving.
Googly goggles?
Is that what they're called?
They're called
They are now.
They're called drunk goggles.
Drunk goggles. And then, or they'll put slicks on the tires so they know what it feels like to drive on ice. They'll have them drive in and out of cones.
PVC slicks, you mean?
Okay.
Yeah, slicks would be sticky.
Right. So they cover the tires.
Yeah.
I personally haven't been there, but we should do a podcast with him.
We could.
Yeah, that would be really
Brakes
great.
is an acronym. It's B.R.A.K.E.S. It was started by a drag racer who lost his 2 sons in a traffic accident. So he tried to make that not happen. So he gets a whole bunch of his friends who are racers, professional racers of all different types, and he also gets special forces, CIA, FBI, people who know high performance driving and are trained in it, and they teach things. And Liam, I think, enjoyed that and learned it quite a bit.
That was one of my favorite ones, and one of my earliest ones. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah.
They showed that one of the little bonus things that I don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
one of the little bonus things that they threw in was like the I don't know if you remember when they had the tractor trailer just parked there so you could see how much visibility they had. You would assume that they don't have a lot because they're in a big truck,
right?
Really small, but like they really don't have a lot. You can't see the thing.
But I like the idea of it because teaching a child or a teenager car control versus just being behind the wheel and driving from point A to point B, I find to be very, very valuable. Also, training them to be on a racetrack. Yes, it's a little bit scary, but at the same time, they can actually wait and get their yayas out on the racetrack versus doing it on the street. And even if it's regularly just an HPDE or if it's an autocross, if you do those things, just have your kids saving. They learn better car control, and they just won't be an idiot on the road because they'll know how.
They'll be less of an idiot.
They'll learn what not to do and how dangerous it can be, understanding all the safety gears and all the safety that's required in the vehicle.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Our next one at 2,200 Scoville units is Sriracha. Obviously, fairly popular in the house.
This is actually my first time eating sriracha
Really?
on chicken.
Yeah.
Like I've never had it. I've had it with like beef and stuff.
I've never had it.
These are all pretty mild.
It's a slow taper. And then at the end, I win.
I'm doing my best to eat everything, but I feel like I'm not going to be able to hold up to that, like past a certain point.
You can show off early.
To be fair, the only ones I'm really afraid of are those last two.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Those are the ones I'm anticipating being actually pretty bad.
Okay. Are you guys feeling anything yet?
Not really.
A little bit.
Tiny bit. All right.
It's got a good flavor to it.
It's got a good beat. You can dance to it. I'll give it
it got a little bit of a tingle.
All right. That was Sriracha. So, Liam, on our team, what are your areas of responsibility? Or since you're a teenager, what are your areas of irresponsibility?
You kind of bestowed upon me the honor of being basically the only mechanic we have in the state, other than being at a race.
I did not bestow it upon you.
Well,
it is
you didn't bestow it upon me, but you have.
It is a statement of fact.
Yeah.
Do you want me fixing things?
It would be amazing if you learned how to do brake pads or an oil change or something. But I am
not allowed to use tools.
Yeah, that's a good point. If it's a power tool, you're really not allowed to use it. We've seen you do those in the past. That's a story for another podcast.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
But I'm basically responsible for most of the mechanical things on this end. Oh my. Sriracha's defeating me. This is not good.
This is not good.
This is not good.
It does have a little bite at the end.
Yeah, it's only right in the back of my throat to the point that it tickles. That's the only place I'm feeling it so far.
Okay.
But I'll wrap it up. The only things I do around here are mostly belts and mechanical things on the cars.
Harnesses.
Yes.
Harnesses.
Better word for it.
Okay. Miss Vicki, what are the pluses and minuses to having teens on a racing team?
Oh, it's like nailing Jello to a wall. Herding cats.
We're that easy to look after, huh?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of looking after you. It's a matter of finding you.
It's trying to keep focus. Focus is very difficult for the kids and trying to keep them channeled into one direction. it's, kindergartners running around, and especially when they have girlfriends, it's tough.
Yes.
I thought that was directed at somebody.
Nope,
Oh, no.
just you.
No.
Just me.
All right, so moving on, we have our next sauce. It is Angry Goat Peppers Hippy Dippy Green,
Nice.
which comes in at, let me scroll back up, sorry, I have it in two different spots.
What am I looking at?
2,300 Scoville units, so it should be slightly hotter
Okay.
than your sriracha.
This one I was interested in because this one had.
Did you try it yet?
This one had the kiwi in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I only snuck a taste of one of these.
We'll get to that one.
She's coming up. That's interesting. What was in this again?
I don't know, it's behind the computer.
Avocado and kiwi.
Yeah.
And goat pepper.
I feel like it needs more sauce.
Well, you're the one who sauced them.
I'm
We
tasting
have,
it.
stuff here. We can use these bottles. They're real.
Go ahead, dab it.
Do some dab. So for those of you at home making fun of me, I tap out a little past ketchup. I can get the barbecue sauce on a good day. So I'm going to be augmenting the
Here, dab it.
questioning.
Me.
Yeah.
Let's give him a puddle.
I just demolished this thing.
Oh, shoot. I thought there was a tip on it.
No.
All right. Come on.
I'll do it if you want.
Come on. Dab it.
Dab it. Yabba dabba do.
Ooh. Yeah, good flavor.
Yeah, I tasted
If you,
it
if
already.
you put some on the wing, it tastes even better.
Yeah, I told you it tastes good.
Yeah. I like that.
All right, so
Yeah,
2
good
thumbs
flavor.
up from Garage Heroes in Training. I would do it, but I don't have any thumbs,
Mm.
which is probably why they
I've
don't.
never had a wing sauce that tastes like salsa, but it's good.
I think we're going to have to dab
Okay.
a little bit.
All right.
On
feel
some of
free.
the thinner ones, I will. It don't
Yeah.
matter to me.
All right.
Oh, it's got a little kick.
Really, it's not that bad.
So Liam, we've done your training history.
Yes.
We've done your racing history.
Mhm.
What do you think? It's the good, bad, and the ugly.
What?
What do you think? Good, bad, and the ugly about your training for driving and racing. What did we do well? What would you recommend? What did we do poorly? We only have a couple hours.
Interesting. Well, that's a lot to think about. Say the question again.
Your
Good, bad, and the ugly.
good,
for-
bad, and the ugly for how your driver training has gone.
What's one good thing?
Yeah.
Hmm.
If one of your friends' parents said, "Hey,
I think
what should we do? What shouldn't we do?" and tell us a scary story.
I think that
Or
I still think that brakes is one of the better things
Okay.
that we've done.
breaks.
Mhm.
I think brakes is quite good.
Okay.
It's enjoyable and you learn a whole lot from it.
Especially early.
Bad? There wasn't a whole lot bad other than you wanting to test something on the Mustang.
He wanted to.
What did he do?
He wanted to test the turbo.
I was asleep. I just woke
Everybody
up
was
to a
asleep.
smashed windshield.
Everybody was asleep.
How did that have anything to do with your training of driving?
You're a bad influence?
All right, fine. Can't deny that.
We can go back to the chainsaw in Connecticut. That's
Anything?
Another...
Let's stay with driving, shall we? We can do these stories later.
All right.
Anything ugly? Training.
Hmm.
We're going to do racing next, by the way.
Ugly in training. I didn't really have a concept of how much grip you lost in a monsoon on our first time of trying to race on Pocono Raceway.
I do now.
I do now because I ended up coming off of what is essentially the straightaway, which is more the bend at Pocono.
Mhm.
And
You just went straight.
I hit the brakes and it felt like I didn't at all and just kept on going.
Mhm.
As far basically through 3 rows of cones, not too far from a wall, I'm pretty sure. And then
No, you were far from
back
the wall.
onto it. I don't remember.
You were in mud, though.
I could barely even see. That was one of the scarier things too. I didn't understand how little I could see until we were driving back.
Hey, when was the first time you ever went 100 miles an hour?
Where was the first? Was it there?
Yeah. So your first time doing 100.
Yeah.
Was that a racetrack with it raining an inch or two an hour?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And it wasn't even
Father of the Year.
It wasn't even on it wasn't even on a straightaway, if I remember right. It was on the bend.
So
hitting 100 drifting for the first time is definitely a interesting experience.
So Vicki, when we took Liam to Pocono, do you remember what we had to do in order to get him to Pocono?
Oh, yeah, I know where this is going.
No.
Well, he only had a permit.
Remember?
Which means he couldn't drive the car to the track by himself.
Okay. Why don't you fill that story in? Because I don't remember it.
I was
sleeping.
Were you there?
No.
So Vicki had to drive down in Liam's car. I drove my car, and my mother drove down parallel, so Vicki didn't have to stay there the entire day watching, and then vice versa on the way back.
I remember I needed a valet.
Yes.
Basically, I needed a valet myself.
Yes.
By having you in the passenger seat.
Yes.
All the way to the racetrack, and then.
But you couldn't drive illegally with your permit. You couldn't drive by yourself.
Yeah, it was weird. I wasn't allowed to drive on the roads, but I was allowed to
do 100 miles an hour.
Do 100 miles an hour sideways.
Yeah.
So,
job well done.
Very much.
All right. Our next sauce is, what do we have?
What are we looking at?
Oh, we already did the patios, right?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. We stopped the
patio portion.
Our next one from the hot ones is a hot pepper, garlic, grapefruit, onion, carrot patios potion.
You said grapefruit?
Grapefruit. I did say grapefruit.
And we're dabbing these?
This one says
a tiny bit because they're glazed lightly.
8.8.
8.8.
8,800 Scovilles. So this one is 4 times, roughly, almost 4 times hotter than the last one.
It tastes of vinegar.
Okay. I don't taste anything. Give it the. Not bad. What do you think, Liam?
A lot of flavor.
Not hot.
Okay. We haven't gotten hot yet.
That one felt like it went down.
Did you dab?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. That Hippy Dippy is pretty good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my favorite one so far.
So far, Hippy Dippy. Okay.
That might be better than Texas Pete, and that's a big claim in this house, apparently.
Apparently. All right. Same question for both of you. Thoughts, tips for newbies, good, bad, and the ugly.
For newbies.
I'll let you go first on this one.
You didn't get to answer this one on your original driver, so that's why you get to do it too.
Tips for newbies.
Newbie racers.
There's just so much to.
People on the sofa who sit there and say, "There's no way I could do that."
Oh.
You can.
Yeah, you know what? I think tips for a newbie would just go do an autocross or an HPDE with your own vehicle. That's what I would try. Just go do it. They're inexpensive to do. You can use your own vehicle. Nobody really cares. They'll classify you and your car.
They're very welcoming.
Right, very welcoming. And
I mean, you can autocross for like $50.
Right, it's cheap, and it's a fun day.
You can
go out with a bud.
Autocross for $50, or you could take a class on how to autocross for like $250.
Yeah. I would, and I think that would be for a newbie to get started. Yeah.
What about you, Liam? Something good, bad, and the ugly. Newbie.
The biggest advice that I could give is just go and do it. Just find something that you want to go do.
If you don't feel like driving, could you go to a Lemons race and just hang out? Say, hey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. If you went to a Lemons race, knowing nothing, you'd still have fun.
You'd still be ahead of me.
And you know what? Everybody,
you're not supposed
even people just walking around.
I'm still gonna.
Can just walk up to any paddock and just start talking, and they'll welcome you.
I don't think I've met one person I haven't liked at a Lemons race. I think I've liked every single one over these past years. Yeah, you can walk up to
any paddock and just start a conversation.
They're just good people.
Yeah. And,
car boys and girls.
Yep.
Okay. Just ask before you try to get into the hot tub. That's all I'm saying. All right. Anything bad for newbies? Something a newbie should avoid? I got one.
Something a newbie should avoid.
I would say going to a high performance driving event or your first autocross or your first race with a serious amount of horsepower.
Yes.
You should stay in the 200 or less.
I've seen some people out there with more car than they can handle.
There's more car than most people can handle.
Yes.
We
Truly.
saw somebody.
I saw 16-year-olds with Lamborghinis.
I saw. Didn't we have a 21-year-old in like a county? No,
No,
Porsche,
that was
Porsche
16.
918.
918 and a P1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say no. They probably weren't 16, but they were definitely just
At
post-teen.
our age,
teenagers,
they look like
yeah.
they were 16.
Yeah, I mean, there was way too much horsepower for them.
And I passed them in a
Yeah.
John Cooper Works Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Although
Should
it's
not happen
It's not
for those listening at home.
It's not a matter of you're gonna look silly. Do you remember at Watkins when one of the
You can't learn.
yeah? Do you remember at Watkins when one of the trainers sat passenger seat in his car in his Mini,
Yeah.
and then the guy he was letting him drive it didn't
was
know
his
how
friend.
to drive it, his friend or whatever, and then he drove it right into a wall on like turn 7 or something.
Easy to do at Watkins.
Yeah,
All right.
and Jen almost did it.
Anything ugly for newbies? Do not.
Don't go in blind. Like if you go in like
Don't go in knowing everything.
I have a good one. If you're gonna do any kind of racing, don't try to build the car yourself. Buy or purchase a car that's already done from another team, because then at least you'll have an idea of what is required already.
Anything ugly for you?
I would say at least know that you don't know anything going in, but also learn some of the essentials.
So we got an 18-year-old saying, know that you don't know anything. So that's important.
Yes.
For those of you playing at home, that doesn't happen very often.
Mhm.
The other thing you can do is do not spend all your money. You don't know what you need yet.
Yeah. Don't go all in because you're probably gonna.
You'll spend money in the wrong spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think
You'll spend
less-
twice as much on stuff you don't even need.
Think less about horsepower and more about stopping and brakes and handling.
Yes.
Okay. Our next sauce from High River Sauces, Chiba Gold. Chiba Gold comes in
You may have to.
at 25,000, actually 25,300, 25,000 Scovilles, 3 times hotter than the last one.
Yeah, this is the one that I tried. This one's interesting.
No, it isn't. You tried Kalaheo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I definitely didn't
It's
try this one.
smoky.
Smoky? Spicy? Have we hit hot yet?
It's getting hot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a lingerer?
No, more like a punch you in the face.
Oh, okay. No, that's coming. They're coming. Don't worry.
The only reason I say that is
Wait a minute,
because
it's a slow burn.
no, I felt it instantly.
It's coming now.
Yeah, it hurts.
I don't get it yet.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
What's the point in me tapping out on the first one? I couldn't handle that one. So
To watch me
yeah,
laugh at you.
pretty much, yeah. Well, you already know. You've seen me with barbecue sauce.
Mhm.
Well, where you start profusely
Remember,
sweating.
this is quarantine. This is COVID.
This is
Toilet
boring.
paper is at a premium. The last thing we need is for me to be using
Burning now.
burning now. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Vicki and Liam, what was your first car? What were 2 or 3 things that were the best and 2 or 3 things that were the worst? We know what your first car is, but Liam, you've only had one car, so it's not very hard to choose.
Technically,
You've only had one car.
it's been 2.
What's that?
I didn't get to exactly daily it like I do at the 86 right now, which is pretty well known that I have that. I would assume, at least on the podcast.
We've made fun of you.
Yeah. But
Look at the right one.
But the Volkswagen before, that was
Oh, the
originally supposed to be a hand-me-down before we had a clutch that we had messed up with me learning how to drive stick, and then took it to the track after that.
I had no trouble passing you.
I was also like 15.
16.
16.
Listen, if I can't pass a 16-year-old, how bad is that? 2 or 3 things. What's the best 2 or 3 things
Touching
about
my
your first
wings.
car?
Is that sanitary? We're in quarantine. Get out of here. Stop touching my food.
We can run a podcast. We're not a normal family dinner. Oh, we're going for milk. First milk. You're looking at the wrong one.
I'm good.
Best 2 or 3 things, worst 2 or 3 things. First car.
I'll talk about the 86 to keep it easy, because I didn't get to drive the Volkswagen really.
Okay.
The worst things about it?
Yep.
I'm assuming you mean performance wise.
Could be annoyances, could be anything.
Could be annoyances. The radio doesn't like to hook up to my phone. That's the really only complaint that I have about that car, honestly. And a rattle that seems to move. It rattles for like 2 days in a single spot. And I remember, oh man, why can't I remember him? Everyday Driver? Is he the one who had the FRS?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember he was talking about it as well, where it would rattle in a certain spot and then it would go away, and then it would move to another spot and rattle over there. It's a weird.
Okay, what's 2 or 3 good things about it?
Good things? A lot. Basically everything about it. I think it's. I personally prefer it over the Miata that we have. Not the flying Miata. Yours is just wild. Your silver Miata is insane, but the red one we have, the stock one, which is probably its closest competitor, I would assume, in our lineup, right? Mm-hmm. I like it more than that because the Miata, even though it being a lot of fun, it's very floaty. At least after going from the 86 to the Miata, the 86 feels very, like the suspension feels very planted. You don't feel basically any body roll. The Miata different. You do feel. Mm-hmm. And then I think. Now, I can't say that that one is faster. Oh my, I'm feeling it now. I can't say that one is faster.
The more you breathe, the more it hits.
Yeah, the more I breathe, definitely. I can't say if one's faster or not because it's really hard to tell. I think the 86 is a little faster, and they say the Miata turns a little better. Isn't that usually what they say?
It's close.
Yeah, it's really close. But I like its handling. I like its speed. I like how it's not
good first time.
It's a very good first time car. I feel like now, after driving it for a decent amount of time, I would be able to handle more power. Because when we got that car, there was, what was it? You were concerned about the 200 horsepower limit, something like that was your big thing, right?
Yep.
At the time, I thought that was kind of slow because I had driven the Audi, the Volkswagen at that point had 230 at least. So I was like, oh, well, it's going to be a downgrade. But I figured out how to be fast in a slow car because of dailying that car. I can have fun at 30 miles an hour in that car instead of, say, your BMW or the S4 that you've had in the back or in the past, where to have fun you have to be going about 80.
Not that we ever did.
No, never. Of course, we were always speeding.
Only on the track,
road.
Yeah.
Why do you think we're late to every limit race?
That's right. Vicki, can you remind everybody what your first car was?
Oh, this is a good one.
I believe it was a 1972 Pinto.
Okay. If you could come up with 3 things that are good about it, could you?
Yeah, if you got anything, let us know. Nostalgia counts.
It was your first car.
Yeah, it was just my first taste of freedom.
Okay.
That was about it.
Let's move on. 3 bad things about it.
Oh,
Death Trap.
it ran like garbage. I actually lost the brakes and I had to ride the emergency brake all the way home.
They just slow you down.
And
you should be good at the
El
Jefe then.
Yeah, so I had to do that. It had a hole in the bottom of the floor in the back. It had more
for fishing.
Yeah, had more chicken wire than and Bondo than it had regular body.
Okay, I think we're kicking a car that's down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
There's so many stories about pintos.
Adobo Loco Kolahe Kid
Did we already have this
from
one?
Hawaii. No.
No?
It is
For some reason, you're a wing ahead.
Hawaiian pepper and ghost pepper.
No, I mean in your head.
Oh, yeah.
And this one comes in at 61,000 Scovilles.
Don't expect the wing sauce. This is the one I tried now. I remember. It's interesting.
Do you get that feeling of Hawaii from it?
You get some kind of feeling. I don't know if it's from Hawaii. Hawaii reminds me of being pleasant.
That's not Hawaiian. First one. All right. Are we good?
Boy.
Good for our next one?
I feel it in the nose.
Okay.
I'm going to start running soon.
No running. I don't have a cameraman.
It's pretty good.
All right, Liam. What is one thing that no one or few people know that would surprise them about you?
I'm not sure.
Once again,
I'm not sure what your audience knows about me.
not brought to you by Tums.
I'm not exactly sure what your audience knows about
What would
me
surprise
to the fullest
people?
extent.
Oh, that's got a slow burn.
Yeah, that's real bad. Give me a second. Hang on. I need to think and process this pain.
There's water behind you.
Yeah.
Oh my. I was getting worried. You go first on this one.
What was the question?
One thing that would surprise people about you. Not obvious.
It's kind of tough. I feel like we're very transparent people.
We are
like
pretty-
people know us kind of just like right off face value, I'd say.
Bunch of pansies.
Oh, this is getting hot.
This is really
You keep looking at the wrong camera.
This is getting hot. Let me see. They don't know about me. They already know I do art. Oh, I used to
be
teach
careful around
special
the
ed
face.
children.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's why you are tasked with keeping track of Alan.
Yes.
All right, Liam. Told you could have came on earlier, but no, let's do it hot wing style.
This is way better.
This is really slow.
Because like,
They're gonna kick up from
as
here
much
on.
as it hurts, there's a certain fun to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that as my surprising.
I'm going to use that as my surprising thing. Apparently, I enjoy spicy hot sauce.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this, and I'm actually
Enjoying it the hotter it's getting.
getting.
Well,
Oh,
get ready.
a lot of people. I don't even know the unit.
This could be trouble. Come on, you started it.
I'm into film anatomy, which is completely different from everything that I do. I don't even think you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So-
On my free time, I watch dissections of like films and TV shows and things
Whew, I was worried you were filming your anatomy. Okay,
like that.
that would be bad.
That would be bad.
It would be surprising though.
It's definitely not podcast. Definitely not podcast suitable. All right, our next sauce is
Here. I see what they mean on the show where you get that kind of feeling in your head like,
My tongue's on fire.
ooh.
It's only the tip of my tongue.
okay. Garlic Reaper. 116,000 Scovilles. Contains the Carolina Reaper, brought to us by the Torchbearer sauces.
This is actually the one I was most excited for.
Really?
Yes.
Well, prepare to be excited.
Yes.
I'm glad your long-awaited anticipation is
It's
over.
a weird feeling. Like I got a whole body feeling from eating all these.
Right now, it's just sitting on the tip of my tongue.
Watch your eyes. We're starting
Yeah,
starting to get hot.
Here.
How many more do we have? 3?
2.
Oh, 2 more. This is 3 left. Okay. No dip, no dab.
No, we're putting them in already.
Okay.
I like that.
I think Vicki doesn't.
don't like that.
It doesn't really have a good taste.
Oh, just
It
wait.
did at the beginning.
Just wait.
Okay, that one. That one
Can I
went
take
right
a
to,
walk for a second?
That one went right to the back of my
What?
throat.
They're taking walks on the show?
You're strapped in. They have cameramen.
Oh, you'll hear me. Don't worry. Hang on.
That one went
Watch
right
the
to the
cord.
back of my throat.
Oh my God! It went right underneath my tongue.
Oh, don't breathe.
Hang on.
You're the one who films your anatomy.
Oh.
Oh.
Would you get back in here?
Oh my God.
Hi, what's going on?
Get back in here.
Oh.
They're supposed to watch you feel pain. All right, easy questions from here on out. Automatic paddles or stick?
I'm giving up on eating the whole thing.
Automatic paddles or stick?
Huh?
Automatic paddles or stick?
You know the answer. Shut up. Stick.
Okay, stick.
No question.
Front wheel drive, rear wheel drive,
Rear wheel drive.
four wheel drive. It doesn't
Rear
matter.
wheel.
Does it
Rear
matter?
wheel. No question about it.
Okay, least favorite?
Front wheel.
Front wheel.
Boring. Understeer. Don't like it.
All right,
Oh my God.
last one. What car got away?
Huh?
Any car that we've had, which car do you look back and say, I wish we had that back?
A Golf.
GTI.
Golf GTI.
Okay.
By the way, I'll answer this myself. I prefer stick by far and rear wheel drive.
And I prefer rear wheel drive.
Oh, the exhale.
Car that got away from me?
MR2. That's my guess.
For me?
Yeah.
See, I have three. I have the MR2, I have the Firebird, which is why I want to drive.
Well, the Firebird you can get back, right?
Which is why I want to drive.
You know where that's at still.
I do. It is why I want to drive the, sorry for party car. And
Yeah, that would be interesting.
and the car that really got away, the Capri.
Yeah, that was actually the one. That was one of the two that's tied for me. The Capri pre-transmission blowing up, and
engine.
and the Mustang. I loved the Mustang.
Really?
I loved the Mustang. That was one of my favorite cars.
Wow. Who
Second
knew?
place at least for sure.
Okay. You haven't driven the BMW yet. Okay.
I've driven it a little bit.
Everybody's been waiting. I know what this one is.
Yeah, he loves this one.
This one is the bomb. Beyond Insanity. Hot sauce. Nuclear weapon on the label. It's got to be good.
Does that help? Give me.
No, you got one.
You got
I
one.
do?
Yeah. Once again, not brought to you by Tom.
Oh my God. It's an interesting sensation.
I think the interesting sensations will be in a couple hours.
Oh my God.
Or less.
I'm not sleeping tonight. You know that, right?
That's why we do it on a Friday night.
Oh.
It's not Friday.
It's Friday for him. Tomorrow we're off.
Oh.
Good Friday.
Oh.
All right. Are you going to eat the wing or are we going to walk around it?
It's hot.
Did you eat it?
We didn't eat it yet. I need a second.
Did you eat it?
My legs are shaking.
You don't eat it with your legs.
My legs are like.
Really?
I don't even know why. Like that's the first time that's ever happened.
Well, let's see what the bomb does.
It's the one I was in.
Ah.
Okay. This one's supposed to be the worst. Not the hottest, the worst.
Worst tasting.
Yep. It's somewhere like battery.
I can't believe we're doing this.
I can't believe I agreed.
You're the
No.
one who thought this was a great idea.
No, you posted this. They called me in. 2, 3.
Three.
That sucked. Instantly, it just sucks.
So if anybody needs some bomb sauce, the
Oh, that's
bomb sauce,
awful.
we have
That
a
just sucks.
we have
That's
a
so
spare
bad.
We have a spare bottle if anybody needs it because apparently they're not going to eat it anymore. Oh, the bomb! I got to get you a Scoville unit. 240,000, I think it is. So,
What's that?
how we doing? Worse than you thought? Better than you thought?
I feel like I met the devil. Do you see this? Hey, come on. Do you see this?
Don't be nervous. The
Oh, that
questions.
burns the back of your throat.
Yeah.
Why is it the tongue?
Mine hit the back.
Okay.
Ah.
While you guys are pondering this, what car would you love to switch into that we are currently racing against, and at what racetrack?
Dawson.
Dawson.
That
Oh.
Ow!
The Dawson Ow.
Green. Oh my god, I'm trying to use sign language. The green and white.
Oh, that burns.
Z. The green and white Z.
Ah.
It's just me, guys. I'm just here by myself right now. I've got the two moaners.
It hurts to breathe.
Don't breathe.
You know that little flap of skin underneath your tongue?
Oh.
It hit that.
Oh.
PG. Stay PG. I'm not good at editing video.
Oh.
The green and white Dawson Z. Is that what we're saying?
I didn't say.
That's it? Vicki, I know your answer. Go ahead.
Oh. Your eyes.
Oh my god.
Answer!
Uh,
I don't know why I'm saying answer.
The more you answer, the faster we get to the next one.
the one on
I don't know why, like,
Black Betty.
Really?
What'd you think?
Tatas.
watch the eyes.
Oh, the Tatas too, but I wouldn't mind it Black Betty.
Okay. Black
Oh
Betty.
my god.
All right. I can't decide I can't decide between Black Betty and Godzilla. They both be fun. We'll get there. I have been in Godzilla's car though. Okay. Dream.
Oh my god. It's still burning.
Dream car to start building a race car from.
A Miata.
Okay. Liam.
Go breathe.
What?
Don't breathe. Good suggestion. Liam. Doesn't have to be for lemons.
A 944 that wouldn't break.
Okay, something that's possible. Dream car. Doesn't have to be for lemons. Or Lucky Dove.
Just dream car?
Dream car to build into a race car. Cannot say Capri, even though it's a dream. Actually, that's more of a fantasy. I thought I knew for sure what you were going to do. Go ahead.
What did you think? Because my brain is just going, ow! I can't think of anything.
86?
That would be fun. I just don't think there's any way to get an 86 down to lemons tier.
Not yet. Got time. All right, last one for this wing. Favorite?
This wing.
Favorite? I'm giving you time. I'm trying to give you guys time.
Time is bad.
Favorite?
Why are you acting like if the camera's shut off, it ends?
Favorite or least favorite track so far?
Favorite's Watkins.
Okay. Least favorite? Not bad, just least favorite.
The one I fell asleep at a lot.
New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was not a fan. It was just too small.
Okay.
NJMP
Is your favorite?
is one of my favorites. I would have to say my other favorite is Laguna Seca.
Okay. Don't think I've ever heard those two tracks in the same sentence before, but okay.
Never forget your first. NJMP. And my least would be an NJMP, but the other track.
Lightning.
Yes.
So Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Lightning.
Not your favorite.
The Dong. Is terrible.
Terrible.
It was awful.
Awful.
I like that track. It's not bad.
Favorite or least favorite HPDE or learning driving event?
Least favorite HPDE or training event?
NJMP.
With
Um,
Hooked on Driving.
yes.
Hooked on Driving at NJMP was your favorite. What was your least favorite?
I would have to say it was the NASA Northeast at Watkins Glen, even though I love the track.
Liam's favorite was the Evo School autocross that he went to at Seneca Falls. Now we're signing off with the hot sauce of the night.
Fear this hot sauce.
The bomb is finally starting to subside some.
Yeah, no, this is gonna hurt so bad.
This one is twice as hot
Oh my god.
as the bomb,
What?
but not painful.
How does that?
The bomb's supposed to be just bad.
Yeah, but like, it's
Okay.
supposed to be pain and heat.
Last dabbing? Are we last dabbing?
Not dabbing.
Not dabbing?
Nope.
No one extra little oompage?
I'm not oompaging.
No oompage? How about you? Tough guy? Bad guy?
Ah, you're lucky I can't swear now.
Are you a bad guy?
I'm a bad guy.
Are you going in for the dab or are you gonna,
No.
no? Okay.
If I make it to hot ones,
All right.
if I make it to actual hot ones, and this is video evidence, I will dab the last wing.
Okay. Well, your mother's looking to.
I'm not doing the last dab to suffer alone in quarantine all night.
Your mother's looking to clink.
Have a seizure?
She's looking to clink wings.
I think the top of my mouth is burning.
Clinking wings.
I think my stomach is actually on fire.
Clinking wings.
Like, are you really cold?
I'm starting to feel cold.
Flapping your wing.
All right. Last one.
I'm scared.
I
Fear
am too.
this.
Are you scared?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Oh, that's right. It's called Fear This.
I'm not eating this whole thing.
Okay. It's not supposed to be that bad. I am not feeling anything yet. I don't
Get
know.
it down quick.
What?
So what's the thought? Worse? Better? Not so bad?
It's not so bad just yet.
Is it a creeper?
I don't know. My mouth is done.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
They
any.
really should put the, like, it's hot. Oh, it's hot.
You just can't.
But
tell.
they should put the bomb last because, like,
It sucked.
My lips are on fire.
My
you
ribs are
remember
burning. My ribs are burning. My ribs are burning.
remember the interrogation scene in which one Nolan movie was
Actually,
it with
that's
the
not that
Joker?
hot.
No, it's hot. It's just not pain.
It's got flavor.
What was
I think the bomb just killed everything, every taste bud that I had.
which Batman movie was it with the Joker?
There's like 4 of them.
Nolan.
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Remember
No,
the
Dark
scene?
Knight.
Remember the scene in there when
Dark Knight.
Batman shows up behind him and he just slams his head on the ground or on the table and he's like, "Oh, don't go for the head. Now I can't feel anything else," or whatever he says. That's how I feel with the bomb. It's like I'm already woozy from the bomb. Like nothing's gonna hurt.
Bombs.
Bad.
All right, we
Would you
made
just get hit with it? Yeah, that's what I've been feeling this whole time. It's really hot. It's really hot. It's just not like
The bomb just
you have
hits
little little men
Is
stabbing
the bomb
your
hitting
gums.
you or the fear?
No, the bomb comes in and just bombs you. This one here is just
Clever.
this comes in and just like creeps up on you,
Yeah.
and it's another slow burn.
I can hear the shivering in your voice, and like I can tell because I have it too.
Well, we've made it to the end.
We have.
I cut it a little short. There's supposed to be one more. There's supposed to be one more spicier one, but I thought, we're still in training, so I didn't want to go for the 2 million Scovilles.
That's got a good response.
We could, maybe. If you guys want to see this again, we can do this to just about anybody. Brad's next, by the way.
Oh,
Does Brad like hot food?
I don't know.
I'll go against Brad.
All right, very good.
Oh, Brad.
All right, we've got 3 more questions.
Okay.
The worst or dumbest thing you have seen on the road and then on the track so far. And where we live, it's really easy to do on the road.
I really I can't say I've really seen a lot of stupid things.
Worst or dumbest?
Worst or dumbest? I haven't seen it.
On the track or on the road?
On the track.
Okay. What about on the road?
You want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so this one's actually not. It's gone. Where'd it go? Hang on, give me a second. I gotta remember.
I think it's in here. You want to dab?
No, the
Let me see.
You're the one who complains about everybody driving every single day.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's just I'm so numb to it now. It's everywhere. But I think somebody seeing a. I forget where I was driving to, but we were on the highway. I think we were around Delaware. Might have been on the way back.
So there was this one time on the way back from Delaware, I'm going over the Delaware Bridge, and I'm in the right-hand lane, and there's a cop behind me, and there's a guy in front of me, he's doing like 40 and a 65, and then
A police officer coming up behind him, and I guess he didn't see him, and I don't understand the reasoning behind any of it. There was nobody in front of him. I was behind him, and there was a cop behind me. And the cop went into the left, went in front of me, went back into the right, got behind this guy. And we were all kind of coming up on him because he's going so slow. This guy sees the cop coming on him, goes into the left lane, again, with nobody in front of him, and just guns it to like 100.
Wow.
No idea why. Just,
He wanted a ticket.
I guess, like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me is that he was just waiting for a cop, but he just, as soon as he saw a cop, got in the other lane and just went from like 40 to 100.
Mine is just seeing everybody or anybody back up on an on-ramp.
Yeah, that's...
You can keep going straight and turn around.
Yeah, I've seen people just stop and try to back up.
All right, what about on the track?
On the track, there's some guy who tried to get on the
I think we might be talking about the same thing.
getting on the racetrack at the wrong exit. The wrong entrance.
Are you talking about mental at Laguna Seca?
Trying to keep it anonymous here.
No, somebody who looked like mental in our car. Liam?
Dumbest thing on the track?
Yeah.
The shakes.
I do too.
I think it would just be. I can't. Oh my god.
I know.
I can't pin like one certain instance where this has happened, but where somebody just takes a turn that's obviously like a pass that's obviously you have no time or no room to do it, and like you either crash the person you're passing.
Dive bombing?
Passing on the grass?
I've seen that.
But do you remember seeing the dive bomb of the guy that tried to cut in between two people?
Who hasn't?
Got tapped and then over. I assume everybody watching has seen that
Everybody
video
saw
because
that
it's the lemons.
Yes. We don't want to do CSI on that stuff. Okay.
No, I know, but it's just.
All right. Favorite car you've
Rough.
driven on track?
Favorite car I've driven on track.
My Miata.
What type?
I forget what it's called. ND?
B.
MB.
Flying Miata.
Yes.
Stage 2 turbo.
Just what he says.
Yep. Whose car was it?
It was his first
And then
he couldn't fit into it because his head was too big.
a helmet.
The helmet and his shoulder pads.
Lots of shoulder pads.
Yes, he got into it and he couldn't fit it to it, so then it became mine.
You were heartbroken. Favorite car you've driven on track, Liam?
What?
Favorite car you've driven on track, Shaky Dog?
It did kind of cancel out the bomb.
Yeah. That's a weird thing. It's
Okay.
when you put two fires next to each other and they snuff each other out. I'm just in this weird mindset now where
You've ignored every question.
Yeah, what'd
It's
you
kind
ask?
of hard.
What'd you ask again?
Favorite car you've driven on track? Pretend we're recording this, people. Help me.
Might be your Miata. It's just so
so
crazy.
Fun to drive.
So crazy. It's
All
the
right.
closest thing I can compare to
Like a toy.
Yeah.
It's a toy.
2-part question. Last one.
It feels like you're in a Hot Wheels and somebody just whips it at the wall.
This is the one I'm looking forward to. 2-part question.
You gonna pull out another wing or something?
Nope. 2-part question.
It's stuck in the back of my
2-part
Stuck in
question.
my brain.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Am I here? Hello?
We're listening.
We're listening.
Best driver you know.
Me.
Part 1. Best driver you know.
Chris.
Okay.
I know.
If you answered a question, you can stop shaking.
You act like when this camera turns off, it's gonna stop burning. I have no memories other than like us. It's like my life starts after sitting in this chair. I have no idea of anything in my past.
Would you like a pass?
Yeah.
Okay. Second part, same question.
I don't want to be mean. And
Same question. Best driver on our team.
me.
You?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
It was me.
Well, who is it now?
Certainly ain't you. Best on our team now. I think it's a very close tie between, on a good day, I might be there,
Okay.
but it's mostly you and Alan.
Okay.
You and Alan go back and forth basically every race on who's going to be faster.
Okay.
At least the races I've been awake or present for.
Okay. Miss Vicki?
I would have to say, I think Bill is leading all of us for our team. And then
2 thumbs, boy.
Alan is definitely there, but Alan gets behind the wheel and checks out.
His shiny, sparkly
Yes.
purple mist.
Yes. And
Alan,
I actually
don't drive with broken wheels.
Actually, I think Alan could be a really great contender if we didn't have as many black flags
And broken wheels.
and broken wheels. Square wheels when we get done.
The wheel should not look like a clover leaf. when
That's
you're
the reason I took myself out of the competition for best. Because back when we first kind of started, it was relatively close between all of us. But you and Alan and you have just had so much more seat time in the years that we've done it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that's always held me back is just red fog, and that's
go red.
Very well known.
Right, you go red. And,
Yeah,
and that's not good. We actually, I think at one point, almost had to pull you and sit you out. Actually, we did sit him out.
Which one was that?
It was one of our.
You were getting cranky because somebody passed you.
Yes,
I don't
you,
think it
you
was
were.
that.
You were. Yeah. You
No,
were,
the one that was bothering me was that.
How
did that
guy pass me?
No, it was last stint of first race, last day.
New Jersey?
Yeah. And my entire stint
Yellow.
was yellow flags.
It
And
wasn't.
every time I was getting a good lap, it would just right towards the end when I was like, all right, I'm finally going to finish out this good lap, just yellow flag every single time. And it was for about an hour. And then eventually I honestly don't remember because I was very angry and that tends to happen. But the red fume was one of the things that would slow me down, especially because I would think I would be going very fast.
Right.
And I would just be going very slow.
You get too involved with other people.
Yeah, you get tunnel vision on the person you're trying to pass rather than apexes. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing.
I never, ever focus on the cars or who's driving the cars.
Well, it's not necessarily like...
I never make that my challenge. I always focus on the track, and then the cars just happen to be in my way.
Well, it's not necessarily... Ooh, interesting conversation time. It's not necessarily I think this is actually pretty useful information because neither of you get this. I'm trying to process my words.
I wouldn't know because you haven't said anything.
My brain is splitting.
This is an interesting conversation coming that I haven't said anything about.
Well, if you keep interrupting me. So you don't try to focus on the cars. It just happens. Being in such a high energy state and such a high energy area for such a long stretch of time gets very not stressful on you, but it kind of starts wearing down your like refinery almost. It's hard to explain. You would kind of, do you remember
you can't make oil anymore?
Huh?
You can't make oil into gas anymore?
What?
It says you wore down your refinery.
No, refinery in like how shut up. Refined
hot
mint.
sauce hasn't affected him.
Yes.
Not at all. Refined mint.
Are you still burning?
Huh?
Are you still burning?
I feel like my brain's just a pile of mush in my head. So like it won't process heat anymore. So I'm just kind of dumb. But what I'm trying to get across is
It's a normal day.
Okay. You're a comic book guy.
I am.
Thor's Warrior Madness.
Yes.
Where he's in battle for too long
rage.
and he just goes insane.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar to what Red Fog is. And I've talked to a few other racers who have tended to get into that. A lot of the guys that I was talking to, like I can't remember anybody in particular, but they were explaining to me how the Red Fog will kind of get into their head just because of being in such, because there's engines flying past you at all times and you're with the same, it seems like the same exact group of people just going circles and circles and circles, and you just want to best yourself and best everybody around you.
I think
it's just tough to keep yourself from getting into that big, like, I do be the best I can be.
When I go on the track, I do know the teams that are very good. And when I do see them,
GarageTraining@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's finishing at solid.
When I do see them,
dead center.
I do try to trail in behind them and watch what they do on the track. I'm actually studying their driving until I lose them. Until they come up, until they pull away. I try to focus and try to keep up with them more so for their style than for the actual speed. And eventually they will pass, but then another team will come by and I will watch them again. The same thing.
That's something I forgot about, actually. That's something I completely forgot to mention or even bring up. That's one of the good times to look at somebody's car, actually pay attention to the people on the track, is when you don't know what you're doing. Yep. If you're in a situation where you're like, you lose track of your apexes, you lose track of where your car placement is, stuff like that, just keep a solid line. Find somebody and just keep their line. And then people will kind of figure out that you're following a sort of line and looking around you, and that'll keep you out of danger.
Right.
So one thing that you always say you don't race anybody, Vicki. One thing I'm going to be interested in is this year if we ever get out on the racetrack.
It's going to be a show to see.
When you get into the E36.
Yeah, that's going to be different.
You're going to be racing not only people behind you, but people in front of you.
Yes.
So you may change your focus.
That's something we haven't done yet, is it? Well,
you too.
I haven't done it, at least. Yeah. If driving that, why haven't I done it?
Because you had your head up your butt.
Probably wouldn't be best.
Yes. So we made it. Thoughts on a terribly horrible idea that doing a podcast with the Hot Wing.
I'm physically lightheaded from this process. Like, I actually feel something off of this.
Worse than you thought? Better than you thought? Different?
Way more painful than I thought. Like, I knew it would be hot.
It's hot.
But there's a difference. I didn't know what the difference between hot and pain was.
My nose is burning, so I didn't even have to eat.
But your ears are
I would say that everything was fine until we got to the bomb.
What about the one after?
It's such a actually.
You know what? Actually, the bomb was worse.
No, I think we started feeling it right about the garlic reaper.
Favorite?
Yeah,
No, just because
but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't like I could tell by you looked at me with the big bug eyes, like you looked at me like you were like, oh, this is hot, but it was still in like a playful way. And then after the bomb,
flavorful.
After the bomb, you looked at me with the same big eyes, but not in a playful way, in like a oh my god, I'm in pain, like
this hurts.
You had like a help me look in your eyes, like you were like, what did we do?
All right, least favorite.
No question about it.
Favorite?
Oh my god. Although I think that's designed to be its least favorite.
I think my favorite is probably the Hippy Dippy.
Yeah, the Hippy Dippy is my favorite.
Hippy Dippy was good.
Oh, even over Sriracha and Texas Pete.
Yeah.
That's such a good
The Hippy Dippy had a nice flavor to it.
Which number is that in the list?
That's
1, 2, 3, 4 had a nice flavor. And you know what? Even the Chibo Gold wasn't too bad.
So the surprise of no one, Garage Heroes in Training's taste is dead center middle. We just can't help it, even when we're racing.
Dead center middle, slightly lagging.
little sometimes behind. Yeah.
Dominating with Dawson.
Ben, I keep hearing people telling me, it's time for you to heel toe. It's time for you to rev match. It's time for you to blip. Mm-hmm. There's people on our team. They have a heel. They have a toe. They have no idea what a blip is. Can you help them?
Man, it sounds to me like somebody told you you need to learn how to do that right at the middle of a race, right?
I've heard rumors to that effect. Yes. I was ready. Was the quote? Yes.
Well, that's good. If somebody tells you that you're ready to learn how to rev match or shift with a heel toe action, it means that they think you're getting pretty good at this. So that's a good sign.
I don't like
the idea behind matching revs as you downshift. So say you're coming, at the end of the straightaway, Watkins Glen, and you're in 5th gear, and you need to come down maybe 3rd gear to make it through turn 1. Probably not, but either way, you're going to grab a gear. You need to go down a gear or 2 gears. The idea is that you're going to blip the throttle so that the revs are matched up to what they're going to be when you hit the lower gear. So if you're running 7,000 RPM, and you're going to be coming off of 4th gear at 7,000 RPM, you're going to go down and you're going to need to be in by the time you've gotten on the brake, come off the brake to get your next gear, you're going to be running maybe 5,500 RPM. So you're going to, as you're braking, you're going to blip the gas so that the revs are right there by the time you engage the next lower gear. Does that make sense?
Yep. You want to keep the engine of the engine speed for the next gear you're going into to match the wheel speed.
That's right. You want to match the driveline speed to what the outgoing wheel speed is going to be. The idea is, if you're driving a car that is got a bunch of power, that if you just go in there and jam it in the 3rd gear and drop the clutch, that you're going to spin the rear wheels because they're not matched up. So the engine's going to be spinning a lot higher. You're going to spin the wheels. So that's the idea. But a lot of times you're going to need to do it if you have 100 horsepower Miata. The idea is that it's just a smoother approach. There are, just like left foot braking or other kind of advanced techniques, there are championship drivers who never match revs, never do this kind of stuff, and are plenty fast. So it's something that is great. It helps you break a lot less stuff. You don't break as many transmissions. You're driving in a way that's a lot more mechanically sympathetic. Okay. I'm not convinced it's any faster, but I do it.
Okay. So when you're doing your heel toe, I'm assuming the heel is on a pedal and the toe is on another pedal, because otherwise why are we calling it this?
What we're doing is we're talking about you got your foot on the brake as you're going through a brake zone. So you've got one foot occupied there, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, so hopefully we got one foot steady on the brake. We're also going to need to do what else we got to do in there? We got to do a downshift?
We have to do a downshift, and we have to apparently hit the gas pedal.
That's another foot, right?
That's another foot, yeah.
Dang. Getting busy. So you got your foot on the brake, and you're going to have to use the left foot. You got your right foot on the brake. You have to use your left foot for the clutch. So we're also going to need to blip the throttle in the middle of all this going on. So the idea with the heel and toe is that you've got your toe on the brake pedal.
Okay, toe on.
You're going to rock your heel over in whatever manner makes it so that you can reach a little bit of the gas pedal, just so that you can blip the throttle up. So you're going to be by the time you've been on the brakes for a while, the engine is coasting down, so you're not going to be at the high enough RPM. So you're seeing to blip it a little bit. It's not like you're going to need to blip it all the way to your red line. we're talking about at this time, because also you want to grab your downshift as late as possible in the brake zone. You're going to grab your downshift right before you need it. So
Right.
that's why you see a lot of drivers kind of skipping from fifth to third, because they got a long brake zone and they're just going to go right from the next to the next gear that they need. But so you're holding down the brake pedal this whole time, but your engine speed is going down, so you're going to need to pop it up. So you're going to just reach over and rock your foot, rock your heel over onto the gas pedal while you're holding the brake down. It's tough. Different cars are, pedals are spaced in different directions. They're different
Right.
heights. You kind of have to just feel around for what works. But that's the idea.
And big feet, little feet, and race shoes versus high heels. There's some variables.
It's tough. Then another variable that makes it sort of harder to learn on the street until you really get kind of good at feeling it out is the fact that when you're applying the sort of force to the brake pedal to slow down on track, it's pushing the pedal a lot further down than you see on the street.
Right.
So you're trying to practice on the street, you're gonna have to rock your heel way down to reach the gas pedal. It's doable, but just be aware that it's different angles with different kind of forces on track versus forces in the street.
So basically, you're trying to match the engine RPM to the wheel RPM so that you don't upset the car.
Right. You're trying to not buzz the driveline wheels, whether it's the front or the back. You want to have it all matched up, because if you got a bunch of power, it could really be a disaster. But even if you don't have any power, you want to do it just to smooth everything up.
Okay, and it'll have less impact on the drivetrain and everything, so life will be good.
Stuff. Yeah, you'll be more mechanically sympathetic to your car and your wallet.
I like that part. That would be
Yes.
good. So if we do it wrong, how would we know?
A couple of wrong ways to do it are you go into a corner and you're reaching for your downshift and you go to reach for that blip and you just don't get a piece of the pedal. That's the most common failure. Is like, hey, I thought I was going to do it and I just didn't get a piece of the pedal. You kind of have an ugly downshift. It's probably not the end of the world.
Okay.
Another way to get it wrong is to go in and get too much of a rev. And you just rev the motor. You needed to rev it to 5,000 and you rev it to like 7,500. Also, probably not the end of the world, but just kind of goofy and you look like a dum-dum.
So if the tire chirps?
It might. But ultimately, you're just trying to get smooth with it and kind of anticipate how much throttle you're going to need for what RPM you're going to be coming out. It's not going to be the same for coming out of turn 7 at Road Atlanta as it is for coming out of turn 10 at VR. You just got to kind of figure out, all right, I'm going to be going this fast coming out of here, so I'm going to need about this much. So you just sort of learn as you go.
Okay, and my public service announcement: the most important part of heel-toe is the brake pedal.
Absolutely. Everything else can wait. Everything else can wait but the brake pedal. Yeah. So tell me, Bill, where as far as your team, at this point in March of 2020, where is everybody as far as learning how to heel-toe?
We have a couple people who know what it means. We have one person who tries it and fails a lot.
Is that you?
No, not me. And
Okay.
we have one person who knows what to do and will not do it in a race until he is 100% confident. And that would be me. That would be me, yeah.
Yeah. Do you drive a stick every day?
I do. And I actually, we got another car for my daily driver that doesn't auto blip for me to practice.
Oh, yeah. Turn the auto blip off.
I haven't figured out how, and that's what,
Okay.
Yeah, I can't find it. So anybody who knows how to turn the auto blip function off of a BMW M240i, please see us at garageheroesandtraining@gmail.com.
There we go.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's our first one, and if you guys like that one, we could do this again, except I will not do it. But thank you for listening. It will be available on YouTube if you want to watch this facial expressions. That was quite fun. If you want to subscribe, we've got our podcast sources of choice. And if you have any questions or topics that you'd like to cover, just feel free to ask us at our website, garageheroesandtraining.com, or send us an email at garageheroesandtraining@gmail.com.
I'm sorry, it just came back for a second wind. I'm sorry.
Okay. Are we done?
Oh,
I'm not feeling it yet.
I got some extra wing from those last ones if you want to give it a shot.
I'm good, thanks.
I still smell the bomb.
Okay.
I still feel it in my soul.
Okay. So if you want to follow along with some of the other silliness that we do, you can watch us on Instagram or on Facebook at Garage Heroes in Training or Garage Heroes IT. And if you'd really like to help us out, it would be great if you guys could send us over a review on your podcast app of choice. Could be the Apple podcast app or Stitcher, whatever. Google Music, I think is the one on the Android side. And we had no guests, but we thought you'd like to do this. And just remember, during quarantine, you get desperate, and this is what you do. So thank you, everybody.
Bye.
I can't believe we made it. Oh my God.
Oh,
We weren't recording.
I forgot to start the recording.
You're such a liar.
Yeah.
Whoa.